text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey station.
Good morning, area.
It's time to wake up. It's 5, and we're live.
Oh, is this thing on? I don't care. I want him to hear.
This is the Pregame Show, your early morning shot of sports on 95.7 The Game. Come on!
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Pregame Show. I'm your host, Joe Spadoni. Game 2 tonight, 6 o'clock, Chase Center. Lakers, Warriors. Lakers up 1-0. Warriors live starting at 5 o'clock, and we'll have all the coverage all day leading up to that game right here on 95.7 The Game. Don't go anywhere. 888-957-9570. You know the number. Call or text the Comcast Business Text line. Be sure to download that Odyssey app. Take us everywhere. Hell, you can stream the actual game on that bad boy. So do that. Favorite 95.7 The Game. Twitch, YouTube, all day. Hit us up on there. We are live and streaming. Subscribe, like, all of that. Game 2, man. This series, it's going to feel like it's excruciating because I feel like it's going to go back and forth throughout. It's going to fly by, though, at the same time. And I hate that because we're going to have so much damn fun watching this series. And I think the Warriors will tie it up tonight, and I'll explain as the show goes on. Again, welcome in. I am Joe Spadoni. This is the Pregame Show, 888-957-9570. And it's simple. Can Anthony Davis be limited tonight if you're the Golden State Warriors? 30 points and 23 boards. It's not going to cut it. If he's going to do that every single game, Lakers are going to win this in 4 or 5. That can't happen. So I'm looking at Draymond Green. I'm looking at Kevon Looney. Hell, I may be looking at Jonathan Kuminga. And CJ Holmes of the San Francisco Chronicle, who covers the team, had some very interesting comments. Talked to Jonathan Kuminga about his role, his lack of minutes, lack of even playing, a lot of DNPs. Very, very interesting stuff that we'll get to that throughout the show. Again, we'll get to what do the Warriors need to do to adjust. What's your biggest adjustment? Hit me up, 888-957-9570. Hit me up on YouTube and Twitch. We are up and streaming there. Hello, how you doing? Appreciate all of y'all chiming in already on this beautiful Thursday morning. It was a little wet on my car. Looks like the rain is out there, but if you're still on the roadway, it's a little slick, so just be safe. Rabbit Hold Wrestling, Sideshow Bob, appreciate you. Carlos Ortiz, what is up, people? Appreciate you. Oh, Rabbit Hold Wrestling from Mountain Home, Arkansas. Let's go. Little Arkansasians? Arkansans? Whatever you want to call yourselves. Appreciate you chiming in. Austin Reeves by way of Arkansas. Not the university, but he grew up there. I know that much. Moses Moody, Arkansas. So we got a little ties there. By the way, I'm bearing the lead. It's May 4th, people. You know what that means. Oh, there it is. Star Wars Day. Let's go. Let's have a little fun here on the pregame show. No, it's all serious. It's game 2. We want to get ready for this game, and we will. Simple question. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? Come on. Let's have some fun, people, at 5:03 on a Thursday morning. Mine, Darth Maul. Not even close. We'll nerd out here for a little bit. My dad took me and my brother Ray to the Phantom Menace episode 1. That was back in 1998, 99. I was 5 or 6. I was in kindergarten, and he took me and my brother out of school, and we got to go see that at the old Dream Theater down in Monterey. It no longer exists. And really cool place. You could sit on a couch and stuff like that. And then in hindsight, it was probably pretty damn gross what was going on in there, but that's neither here nor there. When Darth Maul pulled out that lightsaber, and it was 2 double-sided lightsaber, and they both shot out at the same time, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. So 5-year-old Joe was heavily impressed by that. Who's your favorite Star Wars character as it is May 4th? May the 4th be with you. I get all that. Kind of corny, but I'm a sucker for that sort of stuff. 888-957-9570 as we continue to talk about that. Lakers are 6-point dogs in this one. Golden State Warriors favored by 6. That was the same for last game. Check that. It's a point more. I believe it was 5 is what it closed at. Maybe it'll close at that the same as we head towards the game. But 6-point favorites, according to Vegas, the Golden State Warriors are tonight against the Los Angeles Lakers, over under 227.5. And I'm leaning a Warriors win because Steve Kerr, head coach of the Golden State Warriors, who joins Willard and Dibbs every single week, talked about the team needing to be the more aggressive, more physical. You need to hit them in the mouth early on. And I'm looking at Draymond Green, and I think he's going to do that. If you limit Anthony Davis early on in the game, I believe that sets him up to have an average or below average game throughout. You know what AD you're going to get within the first 5, 6, 7 minutes of the game. How tired is he going to be? Is fatigue going to play a factor for him? Played 44 minutes. It's a lot of time for a guy that's, let's face it, had some injury problems his entire career. Yes, they load managed him throughout the season, and Darvin Ham, head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, mentioned after the game, hey, we were able to play him this many minutes because we load managed throughout the season and because we were waiting for opportunities like that. He played the entire second half. So you have to think, if you go out there early and dominate and then force your will on the Los Angeles Lakers, good things are going to happen and you'll get that dub. Here's Anthony Slater, our 95.7 The Game Warriors insider, who joined the Morning Roast yesterday, talking about Anthony Davis minutes and how it can change heading into Game 2.
Yeah, I don't think 44 seems a little unsustainable with the way the schedule's set up. Obviously 1 day off between every game. But the Lakers clearly targeted Game 1, I think, correctly and went after it. I'm not saying they're going to punt Game 2, but I think they'll have a more conservative approach to Game 2. And then, the big thing with Davis is he needs to avoid, it's not even just the minute totals piling up. He needs to avoid that random time where he jumps into the lane and then he falls down, he's grabbing his hip. Or remember the Memphis series, he just got kind of just touched on his arm and then suddenly he couldn't feel his arm. It seems like over the course of 6, 7 games, he's leaving the game 3 or 4 times. Right. He's got to try to avoid that because he needs to be fresh. That was a fresh Anthony Davis last night.
It was a fresh Anthony Davis last night. Will we get another refreshed Anthony Davis tonight? Listen, I'm looking at the DPOI. I'm looking at the greatest defensive player in the history of basketball is what Steve Kerr dubbed Draymond Green. I'm looking for him to have a big night tonight. He needs to. The lack of size is a problem when it comes to playing this Los Angeles Lakers team. They are long. They are not as athletic, I want to say, but they'll beat you up. That's what they want to do. They want to muck things up. And we're going to hear from Gary Payton II, who agreed with that sentiment and joined Willard and Dibbs yesterday, GP2. What'd you have, truly? He's the best. But you have to go out there and muck things up. Good morning on the YouTube chat. Jack, Lloyd, Raymond, El Guero, Cinco de Drinko tomorrow. Let's go. Are the Warriors fans going to be celebrating tomorrow night? Cinco de Mayo is just the most, out of all the holidays we choose, and I don't even think people down in Mexico, it's supposed to be Mexico independence, and they don't even celebrate on that day. It's something completely else. They don't even celebrate. Why the hell are we celebrating it? Well, it's an excuse to get drunk. And in America, that's worth a celebration. Same with St. Patty's Day, whatever. Valentine's Day, we use that as an excuse to try to get laid. It is what it is. Hallmark companies know us well. So happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you, and happy early Cinco de Drinko, Cinco de Mayo, whatever you want to call it, to all of you out there. Lloyd Smith in Phoenix City, Alabama, born in East Oakland. Let's go. Appreciate you chiming in. Phoenix City, Alabama. Where's that? Is that near Tuscaloosa? Are we Roll Tide or are we War Eagle? Lloyd Smith, let me know. Jack Matthews on the chat. We need an impressive win tonight. An impressive win. What would that entail? Do you want them to go blow out? I think this could be a blowout type of performance tonight. And I'm not just referencing last series where the Lakers seemed content after they won game 1 in Memphis against the Grizzlies and they kind of laid down in game 2. I just think the Warriors can get up and down on these guys better than anyone else, get them tired. Darvin Ham might see it. It's like, oh, listen, look, we're down 15 late in the third. It turns into 20 early in the fourth. Let's pull these guys out. I could absolutely see that happening. But it's all predicated within that first 10-minute slot, that first 10-minute window, because the Lakers had the Warriors had the Lakers on the ropes in game 1. They're up 10-2. What was it? 10-2, 12-4. It felt like they wanted to blow that door open. It felt like it was close. But the Lakers kept hitting a shot. They got to the foul line. They kept hanging around. And eventually they got the lead. And they never relinquished it. It was a tie game late. There was a late run, yeah. But then the Lakers adjusted. They did what they needed to do. They stymied the Warriors the last couple minutes. And they took game 1. How will the Golden State Warriors bounce back tonight? That's my question to you. What adjustment are you looking for in tonight's game? What player is your X factor in tonight's game? I think it's Draymond Green. I don't even think it's close. Because if Anthony Davis continues to go off in this series, it's going to be a problem, and we might be looking at the end of a dynasty. If you could limit him, make him a average player, did what you did to Domantas Sabonis with the Sacramento Kings, have a great shot of advancing in 6 games, or hell, even less if you turn him back into a pumpkin. 888-957-9570. Here's Gary Payton II, who joined Willard and Dibbs. GP2, what'd you have truly? Talking about guarding taller players like an Anthony Davis.
You just got to have that dog, the heart, and just the fight in you. You know, having a strong core helps, also it helps, but it's more just, having that heart and fight, and not backing down and, just trying to make it difficult. They do things that you can't do up there, and we do things that they can't do, down low. So, just try to make it difficult and be a little pest.
Be a little pest. That's all you can do. Annoy this guy. Because you know what? If Anthony Davis does get annoyed, he's not the same player. He wasn't sweating the Warriors in game 1. This guy dropped 30 and 23, played 44 minutes, and looked like he can keep going. Yeah, the last few minutes there, Draymond turned it up. But for the most part, this guy was the best player on the court, and it wasn't even close. And it was kind of surprising. In a series featuring LeBron James and Stephen Curry, we forgot all about Anthony Davis, who is a top 75 player. He's voted to the team. We may think of him, of all his flaws, street clothes Davis. We give him a hard time, and rightfully so. He's earned some of that. He's been brittle, to say the least, the last few seasons. The one championship he did win. He had time to recover. He had the pandemic. They got the bubble situation. No traveling. We understand all of that. But when he is on and he is at his best like he was in game 1, he's a top 5 player in the league. He is a top 5 player when he is at his A game. Steph, Giannis, who else you want to throw in there? Embiid now, Jokic, Anthony Davis. I would throw him in there. Like, that's a top 5 player when he is on his A game. So the Warriors need to make sure he's on his C game tonight. I'm looking at Draymond Green. I'm looking at Looney. Looney held his own. Listen, he did his job. He had 23 boards. I'm not expecting him to stop Anthony Davis every single time. Anthony Davis is fast. He's athletic. He's big. He will blow past him. But I'm looking at Draymond to be the guy that mucks things up. Hit him with a hard elbow. Make things difficult. Hard fouls is what I want to see. Not stupid fouls, hard fouls. There's a difference. Not having stupid techs, not doing stuff like that. Be smart, play physical, be the aggressor early, and I think the Golden State Warriors can come home with a victory, a split, heading down into Los Angeles. 888-957-9570. 510. Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day. It is a celebration of the Battle of Puebla. Thank you. See? The more you know here on the pregame show. Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Today is May 4th. Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? We're taking that at 888-957-9570. If you're just joining for the first time, Raymond in Brooklyn, and you're on Twitch and YouTube, you know what I'm wearing. I don't have to say it. If you're on Twitch and YouTube, you see it. I'll say it all week and all series. From 5 to 6, pregame show, unbiased, impartial, right down the middle perspective of Lakers Warriors. When 6:05 hits, I'm fanboy, Laker boy, irritant, little brother, Joey Spadoni, irritating the hell out of Bonta Hill and Joe Shasky. From 5 to 6, Joseph Spadoni, Mr. Professional, call it like I see it, no bias. So that is why, if you're on Twitch and YouTube, you see me wearing this particular jersey, which was lucky for me in game 1, but that's neither here nor there. That's why I'm wearing it. And I'm not taking it off because, quite honestly, it was actually a little chilly in here this morning. Is the thermostat fixed? Probably say that now. It's going to be 90 degrees in about 5 minutes. That's neither here nor there. 888-957-9570. Key for tonight, who was your X factor? What adjustment are you looking from Steve Kerr that could give the Warriors the edge in a much-needed split? Because I don't think, even if they go down 0-2, heading back to LA, I know it feels like the sky's falling. It's very difficult to go down to Los Angeles. That is a rabid fan base. That is a hungry fan base. They love their Lakers. We like to give LA grief, but they do love their Lakers when they are in the playoffs. So it will be loud. Stephen Curry historically has struggled there. Doesn't shoot well there. Worse in his career, actually, against any other opponent, is down there in Los Angeles against the Lakers. So that would be tough. But I would not put it past this team, even if they are down 0-2, of winning 2 in a row down at the arena formerly known as Staples Center, Crypto.com. So it would suck. It would stink. It would not have your mind right heading into the weekend. That's not what we want. We want a split. But it would not be the end of the series if they lose tonight. Having said that, you don't want to give LeBron James a 2-0 series lead. You don't want to give Anthony Davis a 2-0 series lead. You don't want to give a young team with Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, all those guys, confidence heading into home where you think the role players would step up and start playing well. And speaking of the role players, who's going to step up for them tonight? Jordan Poole, 6th man. He stepped up in game 1. Dante DiVincenzo, Gary Payton II. We need some more offense. Moses Moody? Well, our 95.7 The Game Warriors insider Anthony Slater discussed this. More bench pieces needing to be key contributors in this series. And here's what he had to say about Dante DiVincenzo, Gary Payton II, and Moses Moody.
We did our post-game podcast last night, me and Marcus Thompson, and he made a point that I probably agree with. Don't Gary Payton and DiVincenzo feel a little redundant?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's almost like choose one. But, I don't know. Do you DMP DiVincenzo? I'm not sure you do that. But Moody's I don't know. The playoff lights turn on and Moses Moody looks like a different player. I understand there was reluctance or, second guessing on why he didn't play more this season. But there were several times during long stretches of the regular season they put him in the game. He did you could understand why the coaching staff felt reluctant. He did not look very good for long stretches, whereas playoff lights turn on, and this is 2 straight series, and you go back to last year in the playoffs, it looks pretty good. He has kind of earned more minutes with this play.
I think so as well. That's Anthony Slater, our 95.7 The Game Warriors insider. Does it better than everyone. Is more locked in than anyone with that team. But it's starting to feel a little redundant with Dante DiVincenzo and Gary Payton II out there when it comes to no scoring, feisty on defense, running around being an irritant, occasional rebound here or there, occasional assist here and there. They need scoring. And if you're not scoring and it's basically the same guy on the floor, I'm taking the guy who's a better defender overall, and that's Gary Payton II. So does Dante DiVincenzo played himself off this roster, off of this rotation, I should say? The first 2 series, he's not looked good. And I know it's game 1 in this one, so it's only 1 game to react. Kings series has not played well. Game 1 did not play well. So, yeah, Moses Moody, when I've seen him out there, knows what he's doing, looks confident, looks sure of himself. I would like to see some more minutes from Moses Moody. Also gives him more size. He's 6'5", plays with good defense, gets a block, fast, physical. Give me that guy. Give me the young gun. And to Slater's point, it is interesting how we've had a whole 180 here, and maybe most of the fan base, and I know most of the fan base, were clamoring for Moses Moody earlier in the season. Don't know why he was getting the DMPs, but then you saw him play at times where he's like, God, this guy just looks lost. Looks like he doesn't even know what he's doing. And now all of a sudden, the switch has been flipped in the playoffs, and he just turns into this whole other guy. He's been a baller given his time. So yes, more minutes for Moody, less for DiVincenzo. We could see that adjustment tonight. 888-957-9570. What adjustments would you like to see tonight? What's the X factor? Who are your key factors for this game too? Again, Warriors live starting at 5 o'clock. It is a 6 o'clock tip. Those don't happen very often when it comes to two West Coast teams. So 6 o'clock tip. It's going to be a fun one. I believe it's going to be the ESPN crew, Mike Breen, Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson. That's awesome. I mean, it's even more awesome. It's Tim Roy right here on 95.7 The Game at 6 o'clock. Again, Warriors live at 5 with John Dickinson, and we'll be having all of your coverage leading up to that game right here all day long, pre and post, 95.7 The Game, your home for Golden State Warriors playoff coverage. Don't go anywhere with that. More from Anthony Slater talking about getting Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson better looks. Not the greatest offensive games for them in game one. You saw Klay Thompson get off to a hot start early, 9-25, but finished 6-16 from beyond the arc, 25 points there. Andrew Wiggins, not the greatest shooting night. Again, struggling from beyond the arc, 1 of 5 there, 6-14 overall, 15 points. Wiggins does give you a lot on defense still, so I'm not super hard on him, but you need more scoring. You absolutely need more scoring. I would like at least 20 apiece from both Klay and Wiggins per game, if possible. And here's Slater talking about getting those guys better looks on offense.
I think the Lakers are okay if the Warriors just want to, like, mid-post isolation Andrew Wiggins, like, 12 times a half. I think his work, particularly when Russell's guarding him, needs to be on the offensive glass. D'Angelo Russell doesn't box out. I mean, the Warriors know that. They had him. And I thought Wiggins attacked the glass late in the game. And you know, and get him an occasional post-up. But your offense just kind of can't. Andrew Wiggins post-ups. That sounds like Minnesota Timberwolves, like, 2017. And then as far as Klay, I think it's just about shot selection. I think when he was getting good, open, clean looks, catch and shoot, it was good. How about when he's doing those, like, 12-foot fadeaways where he's, like, fading to the side? Like, those are the bad shots.
Those are the bad shots. You don't want to do those. He was cooking early. He was giving Austin Reeves, a guy who's a young guy, second-year player, looked like the lights were too bright in that first half. And then things calmed down, things settled in, and Reeves was the more aggressive one in that third quarter, and Klay Thompson wasn't hitting the best shots and wasn't making them. So look for a hot start again from Klay. I'm looking for a hot start from Draymond Green on both ends of the floor, and I'm looking for the Golden State Warriors to try to put this thing away early, because the more it hangs around, the more you keep the Lakers around, LeBron starts to lean on you. I know he's 38 years old, which is crazy to say, and Steiny had a great point yesterday. LeBron is so damn good, even at this age, of just keeping a steady pace, playing. I'm not saying he's not playing 100% all the time, but he keeps his body at like a 75% clip, the way he goes with his conditioning throughout a game, and then he ramps it up at the very end when you know it's crunch time up to 100%. He is so good at pacing himself throughout a game and throughout his career. I mean, damn, Warriors fans have seen it for years in the finals. Granted, the Warriors like beating LeBron James in the finals, but for most of those games, the best player on the court outside of KD, Steph, whoever you want to be, it was LeBron every single time because of that conditioning and because of that aggressiveness towards the end of the game. Get up big early, put them away, make Darvin Ham second guess his thoughts about playing these guys more minutes. Again, these days off in between the games changes everything. It's not a couple days. It's not 2 to 3 days. It's one game off in between. Got tomorrow off, then you're going down to LA playing on Saturday night. So blow these guys out early, make Ham empty the bench early fourth quarter, get a split, and things will be feeling a lot better heading into Cinco de Mayo. But today, it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? We love to see it. Big Star Wars guy. Not a big fan of the sequel trilogy, if I'm going to keep it a buck, as the kids would say. But it is what it is. Young Benjamin likes it. He likes the BB-8. He likes the robots. So I guess it's okay. And this is just giving me an excuse to play all my fun Star Wars drops. Is tonight a trap? Shout out Admiral Akbar.
It's a trap!
Ah.
Never tell me the odds.
Thank you.
You were the chosen one!
There's so many memes related to this. What's your Star Wars comps for this game? How about that? Huh? May 4th, who's Han Solo? Who's the cool guy? Who's coming in clutch? Klay Thompson? Is that the comp? I think that's actually a solid comp. Maybe Klay's too quiet to be Han Solo, though. Han Solo's very loud, very brash. Is it going to be Draymond Green? Yeah. Who's the evil emperor in this situation? Is it Joe Lacob? Joe Lacob's the evil empire now. The Golden State Warriors and Darth Vader is Stephen Curry. It's turned in that way. For the longest time, the evil empire was the Los Angeles Lakers. But the last decade, no. It's been the Golden State Warriors. And if you don't think that this series means a whole hell of a lot to Joe Lacob, a.k.a. the Emperor, as we're dubbing him this day, you're kidding yourself. He wants to be the next Dr. Jerry Buss. He wants to have titles in each and every decade. He wants to have dynasties in each and every decade. So yeah, this one's personal for him. It's also personal for Steph, for LeBron, for AD, Draymond, Klay. All these guys have personal ties. Hell, Andrew Wiggins has personal ties in this series. Talked about it before. D'Angelo Russell got traded from both these teams. Lakers brought him back, but both the Lakers and the Warriors were like, we're good off you, D'Lo. And then now Lakers bring him back, and it's like, oh yeah, we always loved you, buddy. So it's very personal for a lot of teams and a lot of players in this series. What's your key matchup tonight for Game 2? Again, Warriors live at 5 o'clock with John Dickinson. That coverage gets started. 6 o'clock tip, 888-957-9570. It is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Your favorite Star Wars character. Let me know. YouTube, Twitch, and on the Comcast Business Text line. We're going to take a quick break. Come on back. More Steve Kerr reaction. More Gary Payton II as the Warriors take on the Lakers tonight for Game 2 at 6 o'clock tip over at Chase Center. Don't go anywhere, folks. This is the pregame show. Joe Spadoni, 95.7 The Game.
I can't wait for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation and irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist-prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases,
to sfhistory.org and discover the San Francisco Historical Society, giving our history a great future. Become a member today.
Now, back to the pregame show on 95.7 The Game.
Yeah. I think the Star Wars music kind of works for tonight's game anyways. Even if it wasn't May 4th, May the 4th be with you here on the pregame show with Joe Spadoni. Talking Warriors-Lakers Game 2. This music's getting me pumped up, man. I'm not going to lie. Let's go. Warriors Live, 5 o'clock, John Dickinson. Tip-off, 6 o'clock, the great Tim Roy on the call at Chase Center. We're talking adjustments. We're talking key factors. We're talking about favorite Star Wars characters. We're doing everything here on the pregame show. Welcoming everybody. Be sure to download that Odyssey app. Favorite 95.7 The Game. Be sure you're watching us on Twitch and YouTube. You guys all chiming in. Raymond, Exposed Bandwagon 777. I love that name. Lil Uzi, Bert, A Boogie, all of y'all. Muhammad Alavi, appreciate all of y'all chiming in. I think I saw here. Favorite Star Wars characters from Brandon Cadiz. Darth Maul and General Grievous for me. General Grievous pretty dope. All those lightsabers. He's coughing all the time, but he's a badass. Darth Maul, don't even get me started. Favorite for me as well. A double-sided lightsaber. The staff, as they call it. Pretty sick. Toast to Goat, we here. Appreciate all y'all. Lil Uzi Bert. Kerr should start with the small ball lineup. That had the big run late in the fourth. Be interesting. I think we'll see that wrinkle a lot more, to your point. Felt like the Lakers didn't know what the hell to do with the zone defense late on until D'Angelo Russell finally drove to the paint, got that clutch bucket, and they didn't look back. But to your point, I think we might see that a little bit more. Try to counteract that. Just go up and down on this team. Make them run. Easier said than done because they are an elite defensive squad. They have been the best defense in the league since the trade deadline, getting all those guys, Vanderbilt, all that. They have changed their whole identity since moving on from Russell Westbrook, the Los Angeles Lakers, that is. So it's very, very interesting to see, the Warriors play a team that they kind of don't really know. I mean, they played that one game when Steph came back, but other than that, it's kind of an unknown. And going from a fast-paced series and a young team like the Sacramento Kings to a, let's say, I'm not saying it's an older team because the two best players on the team have some wear and tear on them, and LeBron James, obviously, and Anthony Davis, but everyone else is 30 or younger. Whether you're talking about D'Lo, or you're talking about Schroeder, whether you're talking about Vanderbilt, whether you're talking about Reeves, all these guys, they're young. It's the two guys on top that are old in LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Welcome in, all of y'all, Loco Moco, Mace Windu all day. Let's go. Love Mace Windu. Samuel L. Jackson. I always like those theories that he's still alive out there and he's just waiting for his Disney Plus spinoff. I would love that. Listen, if you've never seen the death on screen, you can always write them back in. Hell, Darth Maul got cut in half and he's still alive. Well, up until Obi-Wan killed him again. Spoiler alerts if you guys haven't watched the series. 888-957-9570. Continue to take your calls and texts on that. Your favorite Star Wars character for May 4th, key adjustments, X factors, all of that. Head coach Steve Kerr, who joins Willard and Dibbs every single week, joined them yesterday. Be sure to download the Odyssey app and you can find that entire interview there. Good stuff, as always. Steve Kerr talking about the Los Angeles Lakers' strategy versus Steph Curry and how they can combat it.
Right away, you could see that both Vanderbilt and Schroeder, when he came into the game, were trying to deny the ball to Steph full court. So, when they scored, those guys raced up and tried to keep the ball out of Steph's hands from the beginning of the possession. And the thinking is obvious. Without Steph bringing the ball up the floor, it just limits the damage he can do. And it's a smart strategy, and we just have to decide, how we want to combat that. There are ways to get him open. He can be more forceful in demanding the ball. You can also just embrace it or accept it and bring him off a screen at the other end. And so those are all things as I said, where you watch game one, you get a feel for what the other team's doing, and you make some adjustments.
No player knows Stephen Curry better, no opposing player, I should say, than LeBron James. And he has Darvin Ham's ear on a tee. He's the leader of the team. Darvin Ham, rookie head coach, he's going to be picking LeBron's brain throughout this entire playoff series. Hey, Bron, what'd you guys do over in Cleveland? How do you combat this guy? Well, you throw multiple bodies on him. That's all you can do. Stephen Curry is one of the greatest players in the history of the game, so you just have to limit him. He's going to do his thing. Let's put Vanderbilt on him. Length. Let's put an irritant like Schroeder on him, who's going to go body to body, try to disrupt him, get him out of his rhythm. And credit the Lakers. They did that in game one. Stephen Curry, let's be honest, he didn't have a great game. Look at the overall stats at the end. And it's like, okay, he had 27, but 10 of 24, 5 turnovers. It was not a good Stephen Curry game. So I'm looking for him to have a bounce back performance. You need your stars to show out, at home especially. And in game one, they didn't do that. Game two, going to need Draymond Green to step it up against Anthony Davis. I'm going to need Stephen Curry to hit some FU threes throughout this game. I'm going to need Klay Thompson to take better shots. I'm going to need Jordan Poole to continue to what he's been doing in game one. I'm going to need Kevon Looney to continue to rebound. You're going to need that to beat this team. Will the Golden State Warriors even up the series tonight? That is the question. 888-957-9570. Another question that was asked for a lot of fans, I'm seeing a lot on the YouTube chat. Jonathan Kuminga, where's he at? This guy's got size. He's got length. He's got athleticism. He could do his thing. He's a hell of a defender. Steve Kerr, we going to see Jonathan in this series?
The whole thing with all of our players, and I tell them this all the time, is the playoffs change dramatically, from game to game based on matchups, based on injuries, based on what you're seeing on film. And it's important for everybody on the team to stay ready. And I think JaMychal Green is a great example of that, hardly played against Sacramento. And we knew we would need some size against the Lakers and some shooting. And he gets out there last night and gives us a great 7 or 8 minutes in the first half, knocks down a couple threes. So J-Mike understands that, and the other guys need to understand that too. Whether it's Kuminga, Lamb, all these guys, there's a possibility that things could turn their way, and they just have to stay ready.
You have to stay ready. That's the name of the game. That's what Stephen Curry preached in his Game 7 speech the night before. He's like, listen, you need to be all in on this team if you're getting on this bus. You need to be locked in. I don't care if you've been getting DNPs. I don't care if you've been playing 2 minutes. I don't care if you're a starter. You need to be locked into the team. And who do you think that was addressed at most? Sure, he was addressing the entire team, but it feels like he was addressing a few players. Jonathan Kuminga, maybe? Jordan Poole? Some of these young guys? That's what it felt like to me. He was taking these, not shots, but he was sending out messages to these young cats on the team. Yeah, you may have been part of the championship run last year, but you know what? We're trying to do it again. And we're going to need you to step up and need you to buy in. And we don't need the saltiness. We don't need the crying. We don't need the complaining on the bench. This is our last potential opportunity. This could be our last dance. We're trying to win a damn title. We're going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. We're going into Game 7, and we might be getting axed in the first round against a team that hasn't played in a playoff game or series in 17 years. We need your commitment. And it damn sure felt like he was saying this to the young guys, to the Moody's, the Pools, the Kumingas. Moody, he stepped up when asked, when called upon. Jordan Poole, he stepped up in Game 1. First round series wasn't his best, but you know what? He showed out against the Lakers. Jonathan Kuminga, if called upon, Stephen Curry's going to expect the exact same thing. So will he see action tonight? That is a great question. One we hope will be answered at 6 o'clock, where the Golden State Warriors will tip off against the Los Angeles Lakers at Chase Center, and all that coverage all day right here on 95.7 The Game. Steve Kerr, how about being more physical than the Los Angeles Lakers?
This is not rocket science. This is nothing new. This has been going on for as long as I've ever, been part of the NBA, and every series I've ever been part of. If you lose, you got to come back with force. And you got to play harder. Those are the first adjustments to make. Play harder, get more rebounds, get more loose balls, box out, do all that stuff, and do all that with energy, and it puts you in a much better position to win.
And that all starts with Draymond Green. He has got to be the physical presence down low when guarding Anthony Davis. He has got to have hard fouls on him, play hard, not stupid. And Draymond Green knows this, and he's better at it than anyone else in NBA history of towing that line. And sometimes it's bitten him and the team in the ass as of late with texts and stuff like that. The stomp heard around the world, we get all that. But he is the physical leader out there for the Golden State Warriors, and they're going to need it. They are undersized going up against a huge and long team in the Los Angeles Lakers, and specifically Anthony Davis. So I'm looking at Draymond Green to set this tone early on. It's not going to be easy. You're not getting 30 and 23, AD. That's not going to happen. Will it happen tonight? Well, if it does, and Anthony Davis continues to drop double-doubles, 30 and 20, it's going to be a very, very short series for the Golden State Warriors. I will put it that way. 888-957-9570 is the number. We're going to take another break. Come on back. Joe Shasky joins me for the crossover. Get his thoughts for Game 2. Who's his favorite Star Wars character in honor of May 4th? Who is yours? We'll continue to take those calls and texts, YouTube, Twitch, all of that. This is the pregame show with Joe Spadoni. Don't go anywhere. 95.7 The Game.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trust.
could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Now, back to the pregame show on 95.7 The Game.
Yes. We're getting juices. May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Blue Milk. Tashi Station. All of that. Joe Shasky joining me for the crossover as he does each and every day, Monday through Friday at 5:45. Catch Joe Shasky and Bonta Hill every single day, 6 to 10. Morning roast. They're fired up. Game 2 tonight. 6 o'clock tip. We'll have coverage starting at 5 o'clock with Warriors Live with John Dickinson. Be sure you're locked in all day long for all the best Golden State Warriors coverage. And Joe, it is May 4th, so I've been doing an easy thing. I was like, hey, favorite Star Wars character. Simple as that. For you, who is it? I know it's deep, but also I think it reveals a lot about someone with their favorite, like their age, all that sort of stuff.
Can I take something off the board?
Sure.
No one will pick these, and that's why I'm going to pick them. I'm going to pick the droids.
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you which droid I'm going to pick. Have you seen the Rogue One?
Oh, K2?
Oh, my God.
It's very emotional.
Bro.
The way they can put emotions in these droids, yeah.
If you didn't tear the hell up when that droid died, that droid will kill someone for you. And it's
totally.
unreal.
And he was a former Imperial droid that
100%.
was revamped and all that sort of stuff. So he was rehabilitated. So the whole rebellion thing aspect. And I'm a Star Wars junkie. You're a Star Wars junkie.
I love the new game?
I've seen clips out on YouTube. I'm trying not to spoil it for myself. Survivor.
Bro.
Benny keeps saying, he's like, Daddy, when are you going to buy the game so we can play it? Well, first off, kid, you're not playing it. I am. You're 3.5. You ain't playing this game out.
Does he know the difference when you're playing and when he's playing? And
it's a great question. I've been waiting for about... Like, he understands things. Yeah, so he understands, like, if I give him my phone real quick, I try to limit the screen time. It's a whole big thing with kids and all this sort of stuff.
Trust me.
There's a lot of screen shaming, and listen, I'm not trying to screen shame anyone like that. I get it. Kids going nuts.
Bro,
give him a phone for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
you need to calm down.
100%.
I get it. But no, I'm waiting till like 5 to get him like a Nintendo or something.
Okay.
Something easy where like Super Mario.
Can I be real with you?
Sure.
I'm coaching the 12-year-olds. They're all like, I was obsessed with video games. I still play video games. I find it to be very peaceful, relaxing.
I agree.
It's a great way to like take my mind off of stuff. My therapist had said in years past that, like, in a life where you can't control a whole lot, video games feels like you can control stuff.
Yes.
So I understand why you would really like it.
Yes.
That being said, these kids are obsessed with it.
Really? What are they playing these days? Call of Duty?
2K.
2K. Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What are
They
you
all
playing?
have
What
the My
sports?
Player. And they have these keyboards that make hella noise that they bang on. They play a lot of not World of Warcraft. What's the other one?
Minecraft?
No, come on. Shoot. This is gonna kill me.
YouTube chat, help us out
this
here.
is gonna kill me.
What are the kids playing on? Is it on the PC?
It's the game that everyone's playing that you can get all the different skins.
No. No.
This is gonna frustrate me.
Sorry. See, I haven't played. Like, the last time I played was when Benny was like 6 or 7 months. And I swear to God, as soon as he started walking, and don't worry, we'll get into Lakers-Warriors game 2. But I swear to God, as soon as he started walking and he started turning off the console, I was like, I can't play this anymore. Because if you've ever played Fortnite, there you go.
Sorry.
That's what the kids are they still playing that? Wait, Warzone. People are coming in Fortnite. Warzone.
Yeah, Fortnite is the one. Like, they're all.
It's these
playing
battle
Fortnite.
royale games. Is basically what they are. Last man standing kind of games.
Yeah, but they do these. They have like a mouse and they have a keyboard and they're banging. Even though they got Xbox and whatnot, it's a trip. And they want a keyboard that makes noise.
Okay. Yeah,
clicky or something.
Clicky? It just makes specific noises?
Bro, they charge like $150 for this specific keyboard that it's a lot.
I'm going to nerd out here in a second, but in high school, I kid you not, Joe Shasky, when World of Warcraft was at its peak.
Mm-hmm.
So I was what they call vanilla World of Warcraft. So that was pre-expansion. So I played vanilla back in
I'm so
No,
out
it's
of
fine.
World of
So it
Warcraft.
means it's before the expansions you started. So
Okay,
vanilla, old.
Okay.
Vanilla, Burning Crusade, second expansion, third Wrath of the Lich King. I played freshman through senior year of high school. I accumulated, you can hit /played on all your characters and it'll tell you the amount of days you've played on that game. Dangerous, by the way. It tells you how low life a nerd you are. I accumulated over all my characters about 190 days of my life playing that game. Not even kidding. 190 days /played across multiple characters from freshman year through senior year. That's how locked in I was. And then I stopped playing because you know what? Me and Jade started hanging out. Then high school sweethearts, get married, got a good one, and then Xbox. I played Warzone, and then I enjoyed that for about a year. Had a kid, and it was over.
I know we're going to preview the Lakers in the war, but now I've got to ask you. My wife really looks down on me for the video game playing.
She looks down on me when I get angry and yell at a bunch of little kids and stuff like that on there. I was one of those little kids when Modern Warfare came out back in high school, but now I'm cussing like, what the hell? Or if Benny turns it off, like I can't cuss at my kid. I was like,
well, I get mad at the computer. I call it the computer still to this day. Like, there are certain interceptions in Madden that drive me nuts. I'm like, how does that linebacker make a one-handed play and my wide receiver can't?
My go-to is this game is flawed constantly. It's not me.
It's flawed.
It's not me. The game is flawed. All right? There's no way that should happen. I have an RPG shooting it at this guy right at his feet.
I've never felt that more in my life.
This game is flawed. I cannot shoot a rocket launcher at someone's feet and then they're still alive. How is that realistic in any situation?
Say unrealistic. I always say that is not realistic.
It's not happening. Not realistic.
Oh my god!
And then Jade or Michelle in this case is like, it's a game. It's not supposed to be realistic. I'm like, yes, it is.
She goes, "You're such a dork. You're such a dork." She always says it to me.
And then that just makes it worse. I was like, do you want me to be in a good mood tonight? You're making it worse, is what I say. You're making it worse. That's neither here nor there. Game 2, Joe Shasky. As we get back into this,
get Fallen Order.
Okay, I got Fallen Order, but Survivor now, right?
Last little thread on May the 4th. I swear to God, if there was a movie of Star Killer or whatever the guy's name, Cal Kestis, I guess.
Oh yeah, he's cool. Cal Kestis. Yeah.
I just want to see the cutaways and create the movie. I know you can go on YouTube and watch it. It's that good.
The CGI parts,
dude,
where it's
the
just
story
perfect.
is so awesome.
I know,
and the gameplay's so dope.
And it makes you wonder, like, how Disney fumbled the bag so horribly in the sequels, like just storytelling wise. Like, it's just because the games are just so much better.
100%.
Like, can't we just hire the creative aspect
100%.
of the games and just that's a whole
I'm
nother.
obsessed with MLB The Show too.
We can have a podcast on this where
we should.
Yeah, we should do this.
Gamer Life.
There we go.
95.7 Gamer Life.
There you go. Behind the scenes, the crossover exclusive
All right,
stuff
tonight
like that.
I'm excited. And here's what I'm going to say to you, Joey. And this is going to be a topic of the show all day today.
You're going to the game, by the way.
I am.
You and lovely Michelle.
We're going to the game. I'm really excited. I don't think they can go down 0-2 and still win this series.
They haven't earned that benefit of the doubt for you?
Well, it's not that they haven't earned it. I just think that this is more difficult. They will have had to have played. If they go down 0-2, you're looking at a 7-game series.
Yes.
That's number one.
Yeah.
And now, going back to they would have played 10 games in 19 days. Now, you could say so would the Lakers and blah, 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 blah. This feels like a different beast. And this is not a disrespect to the Kings. This is more understanding how difficult it is for these guys at this age and how difficult series can be against LeBron, against the officials, against Anthony Davis, against this Laker team. I think this presents a different matchup. This isn't hyperbolic. I truly don't think they can win this series falling down 0-2 again. I think you're really pushing it.
I think they still can. It would be very difficult. And the Stephen Curry factor, that he doesn't play well in Los Angeles. Let's just call it what it is. Historically, he has not played well down there. The Warriors have historically just not played well down there. Even during their KD years, the Lakers always seem to give the Warriors problems, which is weird because they've sucked for the good part of this last decade.
Yeah, I know. And I think part of that is it's LA and they were sucking. But I agree with you.
But
the data is the data.
But exactly. And LeBron, and listen, to your point, you don't want to give LeBron James a 2-0 series lead. I'm pretty sure historically
you'd lose both at home.
You lose both at home, and that's the thing. Like, and then
that would be very different from the last series.
Yes, exactly. People were saying, "Oh, well, you were down 0-2." Yeah, but you're coming back. Chase Center, you've played like a championship team at home is the thing.
And you were working Wiggins back in.
Yes.
I'm not giving you that same kind of like runway and excuse.
Yes, which is why I think the Warriors will come out tonight, gangbusters. I think they'll be the more physical team tonight. They're going to try to hurt Anthony Davis. Not hurt in that sense, but hard fouls. Right, you're trying to listen. Nothing easy. Play physical.
Yeah,
That's what it's simple as that sometimes.
Well, and I think Draymond staying out of foul trouble is going to be vitally important. Yeah. But he's got to be aggressive. That's something that Bonte was really talking about yesterday in terms of his aggression. And I'm looking at two guys tonight offensively who've got to get it going. And I'm not saying they got to score 30 plus or even 40 plus. No, Clay and Wiggins have to win their matchups.
Yes,
they absolutely. And it's okay to say this out loud, Steph. I need a better version of you. You need to not get hunted on defense. And I think part of it, and I'm watching a lot of cutbacks and I was watching a lot of breakdowns, Vanderbilt did a really good job, even though Vanderbilt can't shoot for, a darn thing. Mm-hmm. He moved around a lot, and Steph was guarding him at times, and they were getting the switches that they wanted because they were using him as the pick and roll guy, and they were forcing Curry into spending a lot of energy on defense, and then obviously he was fouling or becoming a turnstile. So he needs to step up his defense.
Absolutely. And Anthony Slater joined you guys yesterday, our 95.7 The Game Insider, and he was like, listen, the Lakers will be content with Wiggins just doing those post-up, step-back, fade-away type jumpers and stuff like that. They're content with that. It's when Wiggins starts to crash the paint, starts to drive, that's where you got to go. Try to get AD in some foul trouble. Get him in some foul trouble, and that changes everything because they don't really have, like, Wendy Gabriel, he's not going to really do it for you. Like, those guys, like, we're going to put Hachimura in there, he's not really going to give you anything defensively. Offensively, sure, but that's when you start getting him in foul trouble. That's when you can start running it up, go up and down, get these old, tired legs winded, a LeBron James and Anthony Davis and stuff like that.
And Draymond needs to be offensive. Bonte brought something up yesterday that, I keyed on in the game, and I think he's really onto something here. When Dre doesn't score at all, he's more obsessed with the officials and the calls.
That's good.
And it really affects his attention span. And when he's a non-factor offensively, he almost spends a disproportionate amount of his energy just focused on referees.
Do you think there is something to Draymond playing this particular team and being that close with LeBron James? Do you think there is something or that he's a professional, we shouldn't even think about that?
You know what, Joey? I don't care what his relationship is with LeBron James.
Yeah.
He needs to just play better.
Seriously.
You want to be best friends with him? Fine. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. It does not matter.
I know it does bother a lot of Warriors fans that he is so close.
And I get that. And I'm not dismissing their frustrations because on some level I understand where they're coming from. My bigger thing is, Trey, you just need to play better. You need to be locked the hell in. So if it is something where you're kissing his butt or you're worried about your friendship, like, that's all got to go out the window,
dude. Absolutely.
Like, you got to focus about the here and the now. You can't hold others accountable for not being totally locked in and then yourself sit here and be wishy-washy because of your friendship with LeBron.
No, absolutely right. That's Joe Shasky. He's going to be joining Bonte Hill next all day, all long, leading up to Warriors Live at 5 o'clock and the tip-off at 6. Warriors coverage, Warriors-Lakers, Game 2. Where are you at, people? 888-957-9570. Start lining them up for Bonte Hill and Joe Shasky. The Morning Roast next, right here on 95.7 The Game.
You were the chosen one!
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM at HD1 San Francisco. An Odyssey station.
Our company, Repurpose, has a really cool mission. Get rid of plastic. Meanwhile, we had this problem. Our office was all paper, and nobody wanted to file paperwork, print checks, mail them. We don't do that anymore. Now we've got Bill. It lets us be digital. Bill saves us paper and time. No matter where our key players are, they have visibility into our cash flow. Goodbye plastic, goodbye paper.